Welcome to Fangirls. Hang on tight to your daddy issues because today we're discussing the worst TV dads to ever grace our screens.
Let's count down the powerful, the stupid, and the evil fathers who constantly made their families' lives more complicated than they had to be.
Coming in at number 10 is Blake Carrington. Blake is a very complicated father. In the first few episodes, you think that he is a caring father. He has a great relationship with his kids. He's just getting married to Crystal, the first Crystal.
Or it seems, so it seems.
It seems, exactly. But as the story continues and the series continues, we notice that Blake is super selfish. The worst thing that Blake does is when he uses Fallon. In one business deal, he offers the guy kind of like, oh, I will give you my daughter pretty much if you can make this deal happen.
I also felt like he would compete with Fallon a lot, and I just kind of hated that. Like, when she was ready to go focus on her own business, and all of a sudden he's like, actually, come to my company, be a partner, after he was denying her for a while. So it was just like, boo.
Yes.
Everyone will be pulling us apart over this, so we need to come together to protect our family.
I guess what makes Blake kind of redeeming is that he did raise a kid that was not biologically his for 30 years.
Oh damn, I forgot about that.
But that's why he's at number 10. There's much worse on this list. At number 9, we have Al Bundy. We're taking it back to the 80s. This was one of the most watched TV series of the 80s, Married with Children. I think what made Al such a horrible dad was how horrible of a husband he was and how neglectful he was of his family and their needs. He never wanted to be romantic with his wife. He preferred just to sit on the couch, watch TV, hang out with his friends, drink a beer. He was kind of like the Peter Griffin before Peter Griffin. He has no respect for his children, no interest in his children. They come in at any time they want. No one cares about their schooling. No one cares about what they're eating. It's actually a very wild show in general, so.
How's school?
Who cares?
Good boy. I thought you were spending the night out.
I did.
Did I tell you kids that I love you today?
No, Dad.
Well, think about that on your way upstairs.
The only reason that Al Bundy isn't put lower on the list is because at least his children are safe for the most part. He doesn't put them in any real danger.
Number 8, Eli Pope. I mean, he's a very popular TV dad just for the way he used to read Olivia Pope down, okay? If you don't know Eli Pope, he is the dad from Scandal, Olivia Pope's father, obviously, and just such a black TV dad. Like, I mean, come on, y'all, he kind of reminded some of us of our own fathers.
Choose one of them over me. Again, I won't have it. Is that clear?
What's clear is that you seem to have wasted a lifetime doing all the wrong things.
Olivia. Against me, you will lose.
Yo, if my dad said that to me, I had to plot. Me and my brother would have to plot.
Yo.
Because no. Because crazy. I think what makes Elijah so crazy is that he wants Olivia to choose him over everything else, over her happiness, over her romance, her love life. Any true parent would not want that for their kids. So I think that's what makes Elijah so dang crazy.
Oh God, yes. And he lied about her mom being dead.
Yeah, which was crazy. At number 7, we have Jack Bristo, Sidney Bristow's dad from Alias. The CIA is kind of like a gang, and that's what Jack Bristo portrays it as. He can't get out. He chooses it over everything, above everything else, and manipulates his daughter her entire life into becoming a spy. He also lies to his daughter about what happened to her mom. He also had Sidney's fiance and one true love murdered.
And I'm sorry about Danny. There was nothing I could do. You don't know how dangerous this is, Sidney. Doing what I do.
After Sidney lost her fiance, it was like she wasn't the same after that, you know? So I think he ruined Sidney's life, pretty much. And that is what makes Jack Bristo a horrible dad. At number 6, we have Mickey Donovan. Okay guys, like, let me tell y'all how obsessed I was with Ray Donovan at the top of last year. I really binge watched the entire series. Mickey Donovan had me wanting to pull out my hair because why was this man so damn wild? I mean, from prostitution to drugs, all these crazy schemes and gambling. I mean, anything that you could think of that makes a person a bad person is Mickey Donovan. Not only neglected his kids after serving a 15-year bid, he comes out and then complicates their lives even further.
I think it's funny that it's played by John Voight and
Art imitates life.
Art imitates life. That's all we're gonna say.
He also didn't believe that his kids were sexually abused, which those are pretty solid reasons to be a bad father.
You have to kill me, Raymond.
Coming in at our number 5 spot is
Logan Roy. Okay, and what's funny about the top 5 is that like they're some of my favorite characters on television. I don't know if that says about me, but you know, whatever.
You are a fucking nobody. Roman, you're a moron. Cut the horse shit. Know your role. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, the first fucking thing my son's ever done right in his life.
Is it whiskey time?
Shut the fuck up.
The verbal abuse. He was so abusive. Oh my gosh. He would talk to them so crazy. I mean, the slogan of the show was off. Yeah. He is a tough love kind of guy because I feel like you could tell he loved his kids in his own messed up way. He was abusive. He pitted his children against each other and like just always caused a bunch of infighting. I mean, like, does he want his kids to take over? Doesn't he? He was always just like using the business to like play with their head. And even when he died, he still played in their faces. Okay, he ruined their relationship with their mother by taking them away from her when they were younger, and that was just the younger two. He threw one of the other wives in the psych ward.
Yeah. The verbal abuse was insane. I mean, if we were just basing it off of what he says to them alone, not what he did, I think he would still talk like he was.
Yeah, he would still be number 5.
What? Like, guys, Succession's a pretty new show, so it's fresh in our minds just how bad this guy was. Logan,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah. You've always pushed that you're a good dad.
Because?
Well, because you are a good dad.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh my god!
So,
number 4, the Homelander from The Boys.
Love that show.
And he's played by a man named Anthony Starr, who plays that role exceptionally. Like, honestly, like, I think he is Homelander sometimes. He might be.
Homelander is an interesting take on a bad dad because he's not necessarily a bad dad. He's a bad person. And I think, to me, I wouldn't even put I don't think Homelander's a really bad dad.
No, I disagree. Pushing out your son off a roof is crazy.
But birds push their chicks off of a tree when it's time for them to fly, whether they're ready or not, because they think they're going to figure it out. It's kind of just like that method of pushing your kid in the pool, you know?
Okay, I see what kind of parent you're going to be.
No. You can see that Homelander has this want for family and for love because that's part of his character, like, profile in general. That's what he's missing. He doesn't have a dad, or he was just an experiment. So I feel like with his kid, he's gonna hold him closer to him, even though Homelander doesn't know how to love correctly and stuff because he was never taught that. He tries his best. He's never touched Ryan.
Yes, he has a warped sense of family and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. He still counts as one of the bad dads because he pushed his kid off a roof. I don't care if he wasn't even sure if he was a superhero yet, so let's just put that out there.
You don't think he would have saved him though? If he had saw that he didn't fly,
he didn't fly. Remember, he falls flat on his face.
I know, but I'm saying, like, he was fine.
But did he know that? Okay, anyway, that's why he's going on the bad list of bad dad, and then he's also like trying to convert his kid into a conservative, like, little demon. And
yes, and that's bad too. Okay, guys, we're in the top 3. That means that these fathers have to be pure shit. At number 3, we have Omni-Man from Invincible. I think most of you know this scene just from being on Twitter. Omni-Man beating the absolute shit out of his son.
You want to die for this planet? Fine! What's 17 more years? I can always start again. Make another kid.
Omni-Man seems to be like the ideal father up until like this one moment. Then he starts, you know, his whole agenda changes. He also, in that same process, disrespects the hell out of his son's mother, his wife of many, many years, disrespects her and calls her a pet. He became a bad dad. He didn't start off as a bad dad. He just like it was like a switch, and then bam, he became like the worst father ever. It's like night and day.
Of all the characters, Omni-Man is probably the most complex because of him not being a human. So I think that is also why it's hard for me to just place him into like the bad dad category, because in his mind he's doing what he was put on Earth to do, like almost like a martyr for his home planet.
But then I think we can argue that all the characters are the way they are because of how they grew up.
But at least all of them are humans. This is the only one. Oh,
well,
yeah.
Homelander is
Homelander's not.
Homelander is super abled.
Yeah. But Omni-Man's a completely, like, he's like an alien, almost like a Superman in this universe. This superhero
but he
universe.
learned the ways of Earth, and he was taught, and I just feel like that's not an excuse. He knew what the right thing to do was over time. So
I mean, yeah, but even when he stopped beating the shit out of him, I think that was the 1% of human he had in him from living there all those years. I think, that's the only thing that stopped. But in like another sense, like I said, he's not a human. You know what I mean? He was there for a purpose, and if that was the purpose, does that really make him the bad dad or just a misled, misguided soldier? I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Clearly.
Y'all only do.
For our number 2 worst dads, we have Peter Griffin. I mean, come on, like the way that he used to abuse his only daughter, Meg. Poor Meg. There's a couple reasons why Peter Griffin is a bad dad. He tried to marry his son to get his father-in-law's inheritance.
Peter never protects his family, never puts them first. He uses his mental challenges as an excuse to commit stupid ass crimes.
Peter Griffin was a terrible father. In season 12, episode 14, he tried to get married to Chris because Chris was getting all of Carter's inheritance.
Chris Griffin, will you marry me?
In season 7, episode 11, he threw hot soup on Meg when she had mumps.
My gosh. When he threw hot soup on Meg when she was in the hospital, that was so crazy.
In season 4, episode 27, he purposefully hit Meg with a bat while they were getting burgled. In season 8, episode 16, when he thought the world was ending, he told his kids he hated them.
I just hate being around the kids. What?
In season 8, episode 15, he helped Chris and Meg cover up Stewie's injury.
Yeah. Do we even need to say more? Like,
Peter is crazy. Peter definitely deserved the number 2 spot. But at number 1, I think we need to bring in the drum roll. Ghost! Well, at first, I don't think Ghost was portrayed as evil. I think everyone thought Ghost was like the ultimate guy. I mean, he had it all together. Came from the streets, then ended up being a multimillionaire with multiple businesses in New York City, living in a penthouse building with his black wife. Like, he was really doing the damn thing. Like, there was no complaints the first episode of Power, okay? It's when Angela's ass got into shit is when Ghost became a bad dad. Like, everything was good up until then. Tariq liked him. Everyone loved him.
Let's pull up a clip of one of the wildest things I think he did.
I said, wake the fuck up. Sleepy time's over, little motherfucker. Let's go.
You got a fucking gun on me?
Back door for the penthouse. You left it open for Tommy. Why?
Throw the lock behind me.
Keep lying, Tariq.
You're not gonna shoot me, so stop this scared straight bullshit now.
I don't know what happened, Mr. Officer. Quite frankly, my son just was never the same after his sister died. He got expelled from school. He was under the pressure of the police. I don't know how he got a gun. I guess he just didn't feel like his life was worth living anymore. I failed him as a father.
I think Tariq was a very, very troubled character. And I think that Tariq, we kind of forget that he had a lot to do with the murder of his sister. We all forget about that. Like, we do. With Ghost, he did try his best to continue to be a good dad, even after everything was happening between him and Angela and the breakup and everything like that. I think it was just Tariq who really pushed his buttons to make him, to turn him into a monster, honestly. And once he lost his daughter, that was that.
Yeah, I disagree. Those kind of started up with like, you start disrespecting my mom, you're not being a good and present father because you're putting your relationship before all the other stuff we got going on. And I'm so sorry. He kind of like instigated all the stuff that led to Tariq turning on him and becoming that way. It's like you as the father are supposed to set that example and take care of your kids, and he did. And then Tariq started going down the path, and that's what happened. And now look at you. going on, your life, I'm up and changing your life, not your mama no more, got this new chick, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. Yeah. I think we put him at number 1 for good reason. We got a lot of people. He's number